Hello and welcome to another episode. So today we're going to be talking about some of the e-scooter problems and why some mechanics don't want to fix some e-scooters. So it's not going to be super exciting or interesting video, but if you're looking how to avoid headache in the near future, well, you're at the right place. Okay, so let's start with the most common problem. The most common problem is actually lack of parts. And the whole e-scooter industry has a problem with that. Because even for the best brands out there are parts that are quite hard to get. And I would say not the worst brand on the market, okay? Don't get me wrong. It's not the worst brand on the market, and it's heading in a better direction where they were like 5 years ago, but it's quite popular brand, and it's quite common to have a problem with is Kirin, that also used to be known as Kugo, and Kugo Kirin. And they had a massive issue with the spare parts. Like I had situations where customer would come in and I remember it was G2 Pro. Simple thing, okay, throttle. Just a throttle. I needed a throttle for that scooter. I couldn't source that throttle for over 2 months. I ended up actually giving one of my scooters to that customer as a gift and say listen, I'm gonna find a solution for your Kirin G2. It's actually still in my workshop. And I gave that customer a Dualtron Mini. And that's it. Because what they did is, and what they're doing all the time, and I'm pointing this out, hoping that maybe some of those videos are going to actually reach to them, and they might decide to change their approach. They have a new version and an old version. So regarding throttle on a G2, there was a throttle with 2 pins and 3 pins, as far as I remember. 2-pin version was available all the time. 3-pin version was sold out everywhere, out of stock constantly, and it took me like 4 or 5 months to get a throttle. And that's why I actually never even wanted to sell Kirins, because someone comes to me, I sell a scooter, yeah, great markup, but then when it comes to a problem, especially a problem like that, I'm supposed to fix it and I can't fix it. So spare parts, that's one of the most common problems. Another problem is actually a bad engineering, when it's just takes too much time to do even some simple repairs. Kugo G2 Pro, I think, no, G Booster. Yeah, G Booster. First version of G Booster came with a short straight valve, and that valve was actually behind the disc rotor. So you couldn't inflate it. I think in one of my first videos I actually showed the image of that. But we also have, let's say, Navi scooter, Navi V50, V40, and all of that V-Series, V25, and I don't know which other V-Series scooters are there. Rear wheel puncture repair can easily take you up to an hour to replace it, because you need to take off the mudguard, and you have a mudguard support and a taillight and everything, and it's never quick repair, even that it's a puncture. So if e-scooter technician spends an hour replacing inner tube, that hour, well, you need to charge it to someone, and you can't charge a full hourly rate just to replace an inner tube. So you're technically losing money. And at the same time, on top of that, I have videos actually on my YouTube channel where I was doing a rear wheel puncture repair on Xiaomi. The rear wheel is the most common one to get a puncture because all the weight is on the rear wheel. So I have Xiaomi puncture repairs done within 3 to 5 minutes. So you're looking at Navi, where you do 1 scooter per hour rear wheel puncture repair, and you look at, for example, Xiaomi, where you can do 10 scooters in an hour if you have that many scooters. So you have 10 happy customers versus 1 happy customer, and you have 10 puncture repairs, 10 people that are going to recommend you 10 times more money. So, that scooter repair shop has the bills and wages to pay, so guess which scooter they're going to choose to repair. I'm really sad that I need to speak badly about Navi brand, because they do have a good scooters, and I was expecting more, but unfortunately, yeah, I do need to talk bad about it. So if you're a shop that's looking to start stocking some new brands, friendly advice from my perspective: before you even start selling, when the seller reaches out to you and asks, oh, do you want to sell our scooters, instead of just asking for a price and finding out how much money you're going to make, try and find out how much are parts, and don't just trust their word for it. Okay, ask them to send you a part list, because I've been in that situation, and then when they send me a part list, I'm looking like you have maybe 10% of parts, maximum 30% of parts. So if this happens or that happens, what's happening? Any professional manufacturer and any professional distributor or seller with the price list of products that they have, they will have a price list of the spare parts, and they have to have all the parts, or the most important one, tires, tubes, brake levers, brake calipers, brake pads, stem, fork, front and rear wheels, motors, controllers, all the wiring, the most important things that are breaking regularly. If they don't have that, run away, okay, because it's just gonna give you a headache. If you're a customer that's looking to buy a scooter, okay, don't just trust your seller. Do a little bit of an investigation yourself. Go online, and the scooter that you're planning to buy, just enter make and model of that scooter and spare parts. Okay, just go to Google and see, will you be able to get spare parts? Go to AliExpress, go maybe to Amazon or whatever. Trust me, as far as I know, there is not even one brand that has one model of their scooter where they have every single part available. It just still, unfortunately, doesn't exist. So that is going to be kind of normal, even that to me makes absolutely no sense, but just keep an eye on that. So there, I think you learned something from this video. If you did, give me that thumbs up. If you have any video ideas or recommendations, comment section down below. And if you have bad experience with some of the brands, again, comment section down below. If you want to support me, you can join the channel and get the early access to all of my videos, or you can maybe buy me a coffee. And if you still haven't, well, maybe consider subscribing and maybe checking some of my other videos and watching them in full. Anyways, that's gonna be all. Till next time, guys, please stay safe out there and respect other road users. Bye.